Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing my beginning of the year spreads as well as my January plan with me for my reading journal. But first up, let's do a quick flip through of all of my spreads from December. Okay, so jumping into the beginning of the year spreads, I kind of decided unintentionally to go with this gold, black, and white theme. I have no idea how this worked out so well because it was not planned, but you know, I ended up really enjoying it, and I think gold, black, and white are some really classic colors to do for the new year. I decided for this opening spread to do just a simple Hello 2020. That's not right. 2022, wow, 2 years off there. I also gotta say, for my reading journal this year, I am hoping to try and be a little more artistic, do some more doodling. I really enjoyed making these videos, and so I'm hoping to make them a little bit more interesting for you guys. I'm utilizing this little tag as a tab in order to easily flip to the 2022 spreads whenever my journal is closed in case I don't have my ribbon mark put there. Also, it's just sort of useful for me in the future. This next page is going to be my reading goals spreads. I'm not really going to go over these because I did an entire video talking about them, but I will put a link to that in the cards up above as well as in the description down below if you're interested in hearing them. Unfortunately, my gold marker has lost a bit of its shine, so this reading goals title didn't turn out quite as sparkly as I was hoping for it, or it could be because of the tracing paper that I drew on, but one way or another it wasn't quite as sparkly, but sticking with the gold, black, and white theme. Then on the next page, this is going to be my favorite spread. So each month I will write down what was my favorite book of the month. I actually got the idea from this from Dasha at Mythic Pages. She recently came out with her first bullet journal spread, so I'll put a link to that in the cards. You should definitely go check it out and support her. Onto this next page. Now, this is going to be my spreads for every book I read in 2022. Everybody kind of has the same plan with this sort of spread. You make up a bookshelf and you just fill it in as the year goes on. For me, I usually like to do this utilizing my thinnest washi tape. I've done different color variations over the years, but this time around I went with my silver. Definitely had a few struggles with this one. It wasn't ripping nearly as pretty, so I finally had to just break out the scissors. I like doing it this way though. It looks a bit more cohesive to me and just a bit cleaner. While the first row was for the title, the second row is actually going to be the 10 books I want to get read in 2022. I actually will be having a video coming out with all of this soon, so if you are interested, keep your eyes peeled for that. I will put a link to that in the cards as well as in the description down below after it has been released. Now, I do have a little question for you guys. In the past, I would just color in these books with whatever color was reminiscent to that of the physical book's color, but I've since learned that people actually will make different systems to color these in. Some will do certain colors based on their star rating or certain colors based on the format in which they read the book. I'm curious, which do you guys think I should go with? I've already read one book this year, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss that in here. This next page is going to be my series tracker. I also got the idea from this from Dasha at Mythic Pages again, and with this one I thought it would be really useful to keep track of all of the series I currently have ongoing. I have a video where I discussed all of those, and I'll put a link to that in the cards as well as in the description down below. But on top of that, I also left plenty of room so that if I end up starting other series, which I'm sure I'm going to, I have plenty of space to fill in. If there is a gray X, that means that book has not come out yet. And shockingly, I can't believe I didn't put the Charlie Davidson series in here, given that I'm currently in the middle of a reread. So I went in and did that later. I can't believe I totally forgot about that when that's literally the first book I read this year was from the series. Next up, we're gonna move right into my January spreads. So different theme, I am actually gonna be going for a blue and yellow color palette, and my idea was just lots and lots of stars. I can't draw stars at all, however. So instead I relied on these little stencils that I have, which had 3 different star sizes. That worked out really great. I did a different yellow for each of the sizes, and I think it actually ended up turning out really well. Okay, next up is my usual calendar spread. Pretty simple, pretty easy, just recording important dates, little reminders I need to have, as well as birthdays, pretty similar to past months. Now, as for the next page, this is going to be my reading goals for the month, or my TBR. I prefer to say reading goals. I don't know, it sounds nicer. Continuing with the star theme for lots and lots of accents. As for the books I'm going to be reading this month, I have Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. Following that is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Next up is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. Then A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. This next little section is for the book clubs I'll be participating in this month. So first is The 2000s Made Me Gay for the nonfiction baddies, and then after that is Never Fall for Your Fiancé for the book club I do with my two best friends. Finally, the last few are a Spider-Gwen comic, as well as The Best Worst Man by Mia Sosa. So I have a total of 8 planned books this month. We'll see what my actual ends up being. If I complete all of these, I'll already be at 9, because as I said, I finished a Charlie Davidson book, which wasn't anywhere on here. This next page is my Pages Read graph. I really love looking at this, and I particularly love this because I already have a few days to fill in, and for both the 1st and 2nd of January, I read more than the graph allows. My usual y-axis goes up in increments of 20, with the last one being 200, but for the first day I read 250 and the second day 494. You can tell that was when I was on vacation, and I think you can figure out what day I was traveling. After that is my brain dump, a required spread for me every month. It always gets used, it always gets filled. This next page is going to be for my favorite lines, and I decided to utilize one of those star stencils again and create a border all the way around, just kind of alternating and shifting every star's position a little bit. I think it ended up turning out great. I really love this page. It's probably my favorite of the month, if I'm being honest. Onto the 2 pages I have for books this month. First is for Well Met by Jen DeLuca, and I went with alternating colors for each of the letters in the title, reminiscent to that of the actual title on the book. I think it turned out pretty cute. And then I had this adorable little sticker with a doodled flower in the hand, and I don't know, it just matched the aesthetic I'm getting from this book, so I thought it would work well. Finally, we're not going to talk about my attempt at the little doodle. It didn't turn out great. Onto the next page, which is The Worst Best Man. I also kind of tried to mimic the font in the alternating cursive and script. The sticker I decided to put in the corner for this one was a pair of shoes that, I don't know, they seemed kind of like something a girl would wear to a wedding. Yeah, work with me here. And then a few little pink hearts to fit with the romance genre. All right, last page of my monthlies is gonna be my wrap up. So going with a gold star sticker, which I love, and honestly, I need to utilize these stickers more. I don't pull them out often, probably because they have this pretty foiling and I always feel like nothing is ever fancy enough for them. So I decided to take the jump and use one this month. On the opposite side, I did a cute little moon doodle and some extra stars. As I said, already read one book this month, 7th Grave and Nobody, and that was a 5 stars, baby. Okay, let's do one final flip through of all my spreads. Now that we're done with all that, I'm just gonna jump right into my first journal entry. As always, thank you so much for coming to my channel today, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have my Goodreads, Storygraph, Instagram, and Tumblr linked in the description if you're interested in keeping up with what I am reading. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!